What's up, guys? This is Chris, and this goes out to men and women. Chris from Hair Loss from Steroids, and I wanted to answer a question, and that question is, does Nioxin work? Big bottle of Nioxin right here. And by work, you mean, does it prevent hair loss? Can it slow down hair loss? Can it regrow hair? All related to androgenic alopecia, which is hair loss from DHT, otherwise known for men as male pattern baldness. So this shampoo, Nioxin, is a pretty expensive shampoo. The price has come down in the past few years, and they sell entire systems that are supposedly, word gets around that they're used for hair loss. And I think you see where I'm going with this. So anyway, especially salons. There's a lot of cute girls that work at salons that recommend this for people with thin or thinning hair. And I'll touch on that in a second. So on the back of it, it says Nioxin Cleanser System 1 gently cleanses and removes environmental residue and DHT, dihydrotestosterone. Now, the one problem with that is, besides the claims, there is not one single ingredient in this to remove dihydrotestosterone. So the answer to it, does it reduce DHT? Will it reduce hair loss? The answer is no, it won't. So why do people think it does? Well, word gets around that it does. It's recommended in salons. Largely, maybe the stylist gets a commission for selling that, and that's kind of dirty. But also, it's thought to prevent hair loss because it's a volumizing shampoo. And what I mean by that is if you put it on the shower, you get out of the shower and your hair looks thicker. I can attest to that. It's true. It actually works pretty well as a volumizing shampoo. In a month's time, your hair might look thicker. And that's Nioxin at work. But will it actually prevent, topically inhibit dihydrotestosterone? No, it won't. There's only one clinically proven ingredient that does so, and that's ketoconazole. And there's 2 studies that I can post below that show ketoconazole is the only ingredient to inhibit DHT topically. So you want to look for a shampoo if you're trying to prevent hair loss that has ketoconazole. There are 3. One is Region Pure. The second one is Nizoral, and the third one is Revita. Now, I prefer Region Pure that I have here because the other shampoos have an ingredient called sodium lauryl sulfate, and you might be familiar with that. It's a very, very cheap ingredient used in a lot of household things, soaps, shampoos, detergents especially, and it's a foaming agent actually. It's like when you use soap, it foams up, and shampoo too. But it's a very, very inexpensive ingredient that has that effect. You know, people get, attribute the foaming to getting clean and stuff like that. So it's used in a lot of ingredients. But the bad news on that is sodium lauryl sulfate in moderate to high exposures is an inflammatory ingredient. It will bring redness. It will aggravate hair loss. It will dry your scalp out. So, and when I say moderate to high exposures of it, that's kind of a loose, thing to say. But if you're using ketoconazole shampoo, you're going to want to put it on in the shower and leave it on for the duration of the shower, which is anywhere, 5 to 15 minutes or so. That we would consider at least a moderate exposure. And to successfully use ketoconazole shampoos, you got to be using them every day or every other day. So it's really not practical, as a lot of people in the bodybuilding community found out, to be using this stuff every day. You'll get dry scalp, you'll get red scalp, you'll get itchy scalp, and you'll flakes and all the same because your scalp is inflamed. Now, inflammation itself does not cause hair loss. It does not cause it, but it can certainly accelerate it. So the last thing you want to do, DHT, the compound that causes hair loss, in itself is an inflammatory compound. So the last thing you want to do is combine it with other ingredients that will aggravate hair loss. So hair loss, you want to go with ketoconazole shampoo. This is my recommendation because instead of sodium lauryl sulfate, it has aloe, which is an anti-inflammatory. It's really good. I've been using it for the past consistently. I was trying out some other ones just to see what they were like. 7.5 months, and it's worked really good. So why would you buy Nioxin? Well, you wouldn't buy it for hair loss. It's pretty good as a volumizing shampoo. And that's really the only reason why. Other than that claim that it reduces, dihydrotestosterone, this is a quality shampoo. It really is. I don't like the claims they make. I don't like that they tell stylists to promote it in such a way. It's not true. There's no clinical evidence behind it. If it was, yeah, they did one study on it funded by Nioxin, and they arrived at some very, very loose results, and they decided the conclusion was it makes your hair look thicker if you use it, which is true. It is true. And if you have thinning hair, you don't want to use a crappy shampoo that makes it weighed down and not, have volume. So Nioxin's good for that. But for hair loss, ketoconazole, go and get it. It's good stuff. It's cheap. You can use it every day if you use Region Pure, and you'll be happy with it. A lot of people are.